and today we're talking about the Anton Bauer Power.
Wow, could you imagine if I used this clip? Way too much wind noise.
Okay, imagine I stuck with that audio quality. Pfft, no. So the Anton Bauer Power Base Plate for the Pocket 4K 6K series from Blackmagic Design. Whew. I've got a lot to say about this product and where it fits in the market. Let's discuss it. The Anton Bauer Titon Base Plate for the Pocket 4K 6K camera series is a very interesting product. So the reason you'd want this is, as we all know, the Pocket 4K, Pocket 6K, they're great cameras. I love mine. I've got the Pocket 4K recording me here. I've got the Pocket 6K on loan here from Blackmagic. They're great cameras, okay? 4K RAW, 6K RAW, a lot of things great. But the battery life, everybody knew, okay, these cameras are great, but the battery life sucks, so you're gonna have to rig them out with an external battery. Now, you could be that guy who has like 20 of the small Canon batteries that you put in this camera that you swap out literally every 20 minutes. Now, you could be that guy, and if that works for you, that works for you. I'm not that guy. Now, you could be that guy who uses Sony NPF style batteries and you rig these on in different ways. You can use a camera cage and mount it on top, or you can have like a side handle and put it in that. That's okay, it does give you much longer battery, but there's always been the V-mount option, and those give you way longer run times on your camera compared to NPF and just the small Canon batteries, because they have a way higher capacity. They're also useful because they have things like D-taps, so if you have other accessories like a follow focus system, and they also have like USB ports, not to mention. So follow focus system, among other things, a monitor for example, you can power multiple things off of one battery and it would still last many hours. I've been using my, what is it? I have an Anton Bauer 95 watt hour battery. I've been using it for my Pocket 4K. Literally lasts multiple shoots before I need to charge it. It's great. But there's always been one problem with using V-mount batteries with the Pocket 4K and 6K, and it's that it always blocks the screen. You can set this up in a way so that you still have access to the tools and stuff through the touchscreen, but more or less, it's basically gonna be blocked, right? It's either gonna be half blocked or fully blocked or a quarter blocked, but whatever way, it's gonna be somewhat blocked and you're gonna have to rely on an external monitor. But unless you have the port keys monitor, you can't control the settings of the camera through your external monitor. So that's where this product comes in. The Titon base plate is oof. So the Titon base goes on the bottom of your Pocket 4K or 6K. And like I said, other mirrorless cameras too. Anything with like a 1/4 inch thread mount on the bottom of it, which is basically every camera, it can go on the bottom of that. So this thing fits on the bottom of your camera and doesn't block the screen at all. Now, I didn't realize how much I appreciated this until I had it. I've used the V-mount battery on the back of my Pocket 4K for ages, since I got it, and I was okay with it. I was that kind of guy who was like, it's okay, I can still half see the screen, I'll just use the monitor for viewing, and if I need to change settings, which isn't always that often, but it would be fairly often, then I would just deal with the fact that I can only half see the screen, or I would just disconnect the battery from the V-mount plate and just, do it that way. A little bit cumbersome, but it did work. Once I tried using the Titon base plate, not having to do that anymore, just like it's completely free. Also, it makes the rig a lot lighter. It's really something I appreciated. So very quickly, I'm just gonna run through its stats and its build. So it has a 68 watt hour battery, and this isn't the biggest capacity out there, but you have to bear in mind the kind of cameras we're powering here. So the Pocket 4K and 6K, they're not the biggest draw. These aren't Reds and Aries here, or Sony Venice or something like that. These are smaller form factor cinema cameras, which yes, whilst they draw more than say an A7S II or something like that, they don't draw as much as a Red. Because for example, a Red can run about 1.5 to 2 hours on a 95 watt hour battery, but this could run a full day, a long time on a 95 watt hour battery. So having 68 watt hours, you could round up to 70 or whatever, that's really good. It actually gives you multiple hours. So with actual testing, I found that the Anton Bauer Titon base actually lasts 6 full hours of 6K raw recording. Now this was a 12:1. Whereas the core SWX battery only lasts half as long, with exactly 3 hours remaining. Insane. 6 hours per battery. Okay, now you guys may be thinking, hang on, isn't there already something like this from a company called Core? Yeah, there is. And there's actually a few reasons that you may want to check out the Anton Bauer one over the Core one. So the Core power base plate has a 49 watt-hour capacity. Now, you know, bearing in mind the cameras are powering, not the end of the world. It is about 20 watt-hour less capacity than what the Titan base plate has. And so that's just something to bear in mind. That, you know, that could be a difference between having to take this thing off and exchange it for another battery, or having an extra hour or two worth of battery capacity to film with on a shoot. So that's one thing. The other thing is that the Core base plate is way thicker than the Titan base plate. And there's actually a reason for that I figured out, and is a reason that I much prefer the Anton Bauer base plate. So the Anton Bauer base plate has a really slim form factor, and I really appreciate this because it makes the rig smaller and lighter. Now, the Core base plate, you can actually see it has a V-mount, what's it called? A V-mount plate? Not plate, a V-mount like socket. A V-mount. So the Core base plate has a V-mount back to it so that it can actually attach to a V-mount plate camera. And this is where I feel like they may have misjudged what they should make this product. Now, they have the same sort of system as the Anton Bauer one, where you can put it on the bottom and you can plug in a D-tap to the power pin connector on the Pocket 4K 6K, and boom, you can power it that way. And same with other cameras. But then they've also put on that little V-mount bit so you could put it on the back of, say, a Red. I don't think they should have done this. What I think they should have done, which is something Anton Bauer did, was they really thought, who's this product for? Like, do we want to make a product that's an all-arounder? Like, oh hey, this is useful for like the Pocket 4K 6K series, but also like if you have a Red, you can buy this too. And let's be honest, if you had a Red, you're not going to be buying a 50 watt-hour capacity battery, you're going to be buying a 150 watt-hour capacity battery. So obviously this is more suited for a smaller form factor camera. But then why have you added the unnecessary bulk of that V-mount section on the back of it, or the bottom of it, depending on how you view it, when that's not gonna ever be used if you can mount it on the bottom of the battery? This isn't the biggest deal in the world, right? It's just a design factor that I really think they should have reconsidered. I think they thought, let's make this for as broad an audience as possible whilst sort of specializing it for the Pocket 4K 6K. Whereas Anton Bauer were like, right, Pocket 4K 6K DSLRs mirrorless. They want to be able to see their screen, which is on the back of their camera, so let's put this on the bottom of the camera. We have other batteries that can go on Reds and Aries and all that, so let's just make this purely a D-tap only powered solution, and it works. I think it's way better. Other differences include just how many ports there are. So for example, the Core battery has 2 USBs and 2 D-taps, and the Anton Bauer battery has 3 D-taps and 1 USB. One little side note, the only like slight negative with the Anton Bauer one, that USB port is a little tricky to get your USB into. I don't know if this just may be a little issue with my personal one, but I have found that since I've been putting the USB in, every other try after that becomes slightly easier. Kind of like when you're wearing in a new shoe. So it may just be that, and maybe just like you need to wear it in a little bit and then the USB port will go in more easily. So other than that, I don't really have any complaints at all about the Anton Bauer battery. It is really good. It's slim, it lasts a long time, and the quick release function is something that like may be overlooked by some of you, but genuinely has been a very useful tool. When I need to quickly adjust something on the bottom of the camera cage, if I need to put on rods, that's actually mainly where I use it. It's like for those little twisty bits where you have to loosen them and then tighten them to put rods in and out. Taking off the Titan base, it's really easy to do with that quick release plate, and then boom, I can like loosen, put the rods in, tighten them back up, quick release plate it back in, and then boom, the camera's good to go. Very easy and simple. Plus, if you have multiple of these and you do kill the battery, I don't know if you're doing like a 20-hour shoot, continuous shooting, or just, you know, a very long shoot, you can just quick release one off and then put another one on. So this has been my review of the Titan Base power plate. I personally really enjoy it, and I would recommend it to you guys, but of course the decision is up to you completely. If you are looking for something for your Pocket 4K 6K or mirrorless cameras, I think that Anton Bauer one is a much better fit than the Core one, but of course I'm not gonna tell you or force you to do anything. It's up to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Will you be getting this battery? Will you be checking it out? Are you interested, or have you ordered one already? Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. A like really helps out these videos, guys, so please hit the thumbs up button, smash it below, and have a lovely rest of your week. See you later. Peace.